What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video back in Planet Coaster with our challenge park. And of course, we're here in Windland working on our steampunk coaster that we have been doing the last few episodes. The first episode, we created the layout. In the second episode, we worked a lot, quite a bit on like the theming elements and scenery and a lot of different things. So today we're going to continue with that, and hopefully that will all go well because we need to make sure we have enough money. So we've been losing a little bit of money this month. For the month of August, we have to make sure that we have enough money to make this work. As you can see, shops and facilities not doing so well, so we might actually need to make some adjustments. One thing I did realize and notice that this pizza place down here in the steampunk section actually does not have any advertising. So like, as you can see, like there are some people there right now, but as you can see, customers last month we only had 7, and it lost $446. We could also go in here and actually probably raise the prices just a little bit, just overall, to try and push some of those funds up a little bit. And we can also add a little bit of signage and everything to kind of make that a little bit more, try and push some more business over here. So what we're gonna do is maybe add a few signs here. Nothing crazy. We're actually gonna put a sign overhead that says, I don't know, Steam Pizza or something. I don't know. Steamy pizza. That's gonna be perfect. Alright, so I'm gonna make the advertised destination here, and then we're also gonna change the color so it's not just the generic colors here as well. We'll give them a little bit of color. That's the text color. Let's change the red to kind of a bronze, maybe. And then we're also going to just add some random signs here and there to kind of give it a little bit more of an advantage for us. There we go. We're going to put that sign on that fence, and maybe that will kind of help drive the advertising towards the steamy pizza in Steam City. So that's what we're going to try and accomplish there with that, to try and get more business there. We also have the Just a Memento. We do have the sign as well, which I believe is already set to Just a Memento, so that's good. However, it's a little bit high and might not allow people to see it that well, so we're using the same prices of everything else. That's also losing money. It's not losing as much as the pizza place, but it's something that we have to note here. Just a Memento here has been losing money. This Cosmic Cow did well. Some of these shops kind of go back and forth whether they do well or not. I'm thinking about trying to open up this churro stand again and see how well maybe it performs. We still have that place that's still closed. We need to open up some of these places and hopefully get them going again. As you can see, Street Fox Coffee doesn't even have a staff member in it right now, and it lost money last month as well. This Pip Shot's doing well. I know this Just a Memento does fantastic, over $800 a month. And then Priority Pass usually does pretty well too, for the most part, even if it's not much. You know, it made $33 last month. But as you can see, we've already started gaining a little bit again. Mostly from rides and tickets, and shops and facilities actually going up a little bit. Don't know if it's because of the change that we just made, but it is kind of slightly trending back upwards again, and you can see our profit is kind of flirting with the positive again, which is great to see, and we're getting back where we want to be. As people head in, we also always have constant marketing in there, mostly because we want a steady flow of guests to always be coming in, because if we don't, then we're not making money because we have to make ticket sales. It's very apparent, since we're not charging for money for our rides and such, we have to make sure that we're constantly having people coming into the park. a good steady entering and a good steady that just as much as that is exiting. As you can see, we've been steady at 2,000 guests, which is definitely a good thing. And this restaurant's also been doing good for us as well, so I have no reason to change it. But there are a few shops that we could probably manage that we can maximize our funds here a little bit with some shops that are not doing so well. So the churros never made any money, so we're going to go ahead and try and open it up actually and see if we can get it to work out again. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and hire a new vendor to take its spot. And we're going to give this new vendor a work roster of the West roster. I believe this is the West roster on this side of the park. Let me double check on that just so I'm pretty certain that that's the case. So we're going to go work rosters. We're going to go West roster. And it has all of this over here, and we're going to add the churro stand because it was not included. So let's go ahead and add that and see if our staff member with the rainbow hair will open up churros. And we're going to try again with the churros and see if we can get it kind of working again. We're going to raise the prices a little bit, try and give it a tiny bit of a boost, not much. Price raising like 10 cents, and see if we can get people to buy from the churro stand again. As you can see, I did try to do a lot signs and advertising here, and we're going to try and continue that. As you can see, we did have the churros sign here as well. We're going to try and put a couple more. Kind of boost its popularity a little bit, maybe. I want this churro stand to do well. There's a lot of traffic that comes through here, just no one chooses to buy any, is the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's been the... See, no one's bought one since we opened it. So we're gonna try and see if we can get it going again, since the park's kind of grown with popularity with guests, and we're gonna try it again. So, but no one's really buying from there, so it's a little bit doubtful right now, which is kind of sad. It's connected, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that guests could actually get to it, and we were up to $9,000. Now we're down to 7,000 again. So. And we ended up in the negative for August, so that's not good. So this is probably going to lose us money in the end. Oh, we have our customer finally. Do we have any thoughts? Maybe they're too expensive? Maybe guests are thinking they're too expensive? I don't know if we can see the guest thoughts about... We're down to 6,000 again. We were gaining, now we're losing again. Even rides and tickets is in the negative because of the ride running costs and coaster running costs, which isn't honestly that much. We can see our park entrance ticket sales isn't enough to cover that cost right now, so... But it definitely does surprise me that not many people choose to get any of the churros. It is kind of surprising. And as you can see, our our profits bumped up a little bit there. See, they're very inconsistent. Alright, we'll let that roll, and we'll look at the statistics later, but in the meantime, we're up to $9,000, which is good for us, which means we got quite a bit of money to keep spending here, and we're going to use it to continue building our steampunk coaster here, as we're getting closer to year 4, but let's go ahead and head into a time-lapse, and we're going to go from there. So, enjoy the time-lapse. Alrighty guys, here's another real-time section just after the progress we have made on this coaster, and I gotta say this is gonna take quite some time, honestly, but I am, of course, kind of a slow builder, which I am kind of, I'm kind of known for being a slower builder. Just keep in mind that this building, the facades here, I'm going to be detailing this a lot more later on. I'm just now kind of starting it a little bit, not much. I decided to put one of these little kaleidoscope things here just because I think they look pretty neat, and for an inventor kind of style building and everything, because this is going to be our inventor's warehouse where he is working on all of his inventions. He's going to have some wacky stuff here and there, and we did start a little bit on the queue. I am going to create some custom audio for the queue line as well. This is our character right here. I might change the colors of his clothing a little bit, but he's going to be our inventor for this contraption that we are going to be flying in, which is pretty cool. I haven't started yet on this launch scene just yet. We're going to get there, but I wanted to tap into a little bit of different spots here and there throughout the time lapse, and that is to work on the theming during the ride. As you can see, there's a lot of theming starting to emerge in this area. We started a little bit on the second launch theming because I wanted to have it kind of enclosed with a lot of like theming elements and buildings, and this is the part where he says it's getting steamy, so we obviously have to have a lot of steam coming out onto the train as you're launching. So basically we did add a little bit more theming here and just a little bit more foliage and stuff. You can kind of see how this ride is going to be shaping up when it comes to the theming. I want to have a lot of theming throughout the ride. It's not going to be throughout the entire ride, but a lot of the key spots like this area right here, we probably will have a little bit more throughout the ride as well. But yeah, this is going to take some time, and thankfully we're still doing okay when it comes to our money right now, and I can't wait to get this ride open, but it's still going to take quite a few episodes probably for me to get this completed, so lots and lots of work still to do overall, but I'm very, very excited of what this final product of this ride is going to be like. Very, very excited to see where it ends up. But you can see we're also going to have some really cool lighting as well. That's one thing I'm going to focus on, because we do need to make the tunnel just right here at the end of the ride as well, because we're going to have another tunnel over in this spot. And yeah, so I'm just genuinely just trying to do a few things at a time, and kind of going back and forth between different spots of the ride, just so we can kind of slowly get to where we need to be. You can kind of see how this area is going to look. It's going to be really, really cool. I can't wait to get more closer to the finished product, because it's pretty exciting, but I want to work a little bit. One of my least favorite things to work on is queue lines, but that's why I decided to do a little bit here. That way I wouldn't be overwhelmed when it's the last thing I have left to do. So we're getting a little bit of it started here and there, just to kind of get it going and feeling alive and everything. And I do kind of want to expand the path this way, so you have that little bit of a observation area, so guests can kind of watch a little bit of the ride as it goes, but not spoil too much, because you want to be able to have some surprises here and there for when you actually get to ride the ride, of course, because you don't want to see everything off the ride, because that wouldn't be so fun. So anyways, we have a lot going on here overall, and it's going to be fantastic. So with that being said, let's kind of take in and tune in. I've been keeping the game off of pause for a little bit. I've actually been keeping it playing a little bit here, as we are in year 4, as you can see. Let's take a look at the churros stand. See how it's done, and it's still losing so much. We only had 11 customers last month. That is very, very bad. So still not doing good. Just a Memento's doing good here. Our restaurant's still making a profit. Pipshot's making a profit here. Let's take a look at Cosmic Cow. This one's a hit or miss usually. Didn't lose too much, but it did lose nonetheless. Just a Memento here is at 54. That's fantastic, still in the profits. Now, the one I'm curious of is these shops in here, like the pizza place, because it obviously, it still made negative, but it did do better, it looks like. We had 45 customers last month, which is great. Did we have any missed customers? No missed sales, so I think we can get away with maybe bumping up the prices a tiny bit more. And we're going to try and do that. So let's take a look at the churro stand and see if we can bump those prices as well. Do we have any missed? None, no missed sales here either. So I'm going to go ahead and bump these up a little bit too to see if maybe, even though we're getting fewer sales, we need to try and see if maybe we can get more sales. Fewer sales, we're going to see if we can get more out of those sales. Let's take a look at Street Fox Coffee after that. They are in the profit, so that's good to see. Good to see that Street Fox Coffee is making a profit. And yeah, we're still making money overall. As you can see, we are gaining when it comes to the profits, except for this month, which is still early on, so I'm not going to judge it too much based on that because we're only on the 6th of April. And the shops and facilities are having a little bit of a slow start. You can see that shops and facilities haven't been thriving as much as we would like them to, and I'm going to guess it's probably because a lot of the churro stand, which has been making a lot of negative. I want to believe that it's going to work. I really do, because I want this stand open, but it's definitely has been not working out for us. Overall, you can tell. All right, let's take a look at Just a Memento. That's the last shop we haven't really checked really here. And it actually made a profit too, so that's pretty cool to see that Just a Memento actually did make a profit. Very, very nice to see. And yeah, so we have 2,200 guests in the park, so that's higher than what we started with. We had about just over 2,000, so we are getting more people into the park, which is always a good thing, to keep all these shops, giving them a lot of business as well. So definitely a good sign there. And yeah, so I think that's going to about do it for this episode. We have so much more to work on with the steampunk coaster. And I can't wait to share more of the progress with you guys, because this is going to be probably my big last hurrah in Planet Coaster 1 before we move on to Planet Coaster 2. So I want to make sure I go out on a high note on Planet Coaster 1 going into Planet Coaster 2. So I want to make sure we do a lot of cool stuff and doing that theme that I had always been wanting to do, and that's the steampunk type of city here. I've always wanted to do a section like this in the past, so it's awesome to be able to finally do it in a park, and most likely in my last park that I'm working on. So very, very excited. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you guys think so far, and are you excited for the next episode? Because I know I am. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure you have a great day and cool tomorrow, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks, and goodbye.